I can't hit my protein.
2 slices of young cheese, 22 grams of protein, 300 calories. Let's go. So people always wondering about protein, but what is so important about protein isn't working out, building muscle. Well, actually, working out breaks down the muscle, and it's the protein that are the building blocks to build that muscle bigger, better, and stronger. Okay, so you understand what protein is now. How do you know how much protein you need? Well, if you do a quick Google search on what the ideal protein intake is, you're going to find something along the lines of 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So if you're weighing 100 kilograms, that would mean you only would need 80 grams of protein. Maybe that's enough for a toddler because every bit of protein, every amino acid, they're sucked just up just to grow. If you're getting older, that is not gonna work. And fortunately for that, the bro science is there for us, and the bro science says 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, and that's a lot better. That's also something where the science is catching up. A good target to get for the amount of protein is around 0.75 grams of protein per pound, all the way up to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So that is really what I'm striving for. So for example, I weigh 85 kilograms. So that is roughly 188 pounds, right? So that would mean that my protein intake would be anywhere around 140 grams of protein, all the way up to 188 grams of protein. So that's basically how you go about calculating it. Now that's all good, but how do you know you're hitting enough protein? Like, there's not some kind of counter meter in your head or in your muscles that say, now you've reached the amount of protein. Well, farts can be a very good indicator, but the best way to know if you're hitting your protein or your macros is by counting your macros. Now, does that mean that you have to go to the restaurant with your scales and that you have to weigh each and every single piece of food that goes into your mouth? For a week, yes, but not for the rest of your life. I'm a very big fan of just a week that best represents your food intake throughout your life or throughout the year. And you're going to take that week and you're going to count your macros. And that is going to give you a very good indicator whether or not you're hitting your protein. Based upon that, you can adjust to add more or less protein. Probably going to add more. The way you go about this is you get an app that can scan a lot of barcodes and that has all the nutritional information behind those barcodes. So MyFitnessPal is a good one. Yazio is a good one. I used Yazio because it was already on my phone for some odd reason. So I went with that. The way you do this is that you have a food item. It typically has a barcode if it's packed. You scan that barcode, and then you weigh your food item, and then you type in the amount of weight that your food item weighs, and that will give you the nutritional values of that food item. Say you went to the butcher and you got some chicken breasts, so it doesn't have a barcode. Well, you can always search for chicken breast. That's very easy. If you're interested in protein and only protein, I would recommend that you don't weigh off the things that don't have protein in them. Like, for example, most fruits don't have a lot of protein in them, so I rather not count them because that makes my life easier. Just to make sure that you can follow through that whole week, that is the most important thing. Another thing is to make sure that you select the right food item if it's cooked or uncooked. For example, chicken breast. A chicken breast cooked has a lot more protein in it than uncooked because uncooked chicken breast has more water content in it, and by cooking it, the water content evaporates, but the grams of protein stays the same. Know which one you weigh and select accordingly in the app. Another thing is meals. If you're eating pre-cooked meals with a barcode, that's very easy to scan. You just scan that, you have all the nutritional value. But processed food is not good for us, so it's better to cook for yourself. But sometimes you make like a mixed meal. You make like beans, rice, chicken, with some sauce, you mix that all together and you share it with your family. So how do you know how many protein do you got? Do you have to guesstimate? Well, I would say nutritional values on the labels are already a estimation. So if you're going to estimate how much weight you got of that food item, your measurements will be less accurate. If you're cooking, you weigh each and every food item off, and then what you're going to do is you're going to weigh the complete meal. And then what you're going to do is you're going to weigh off how much you are going to have on your plate, and that is going to be a percentage. And then you take that percent and you multiply this by each and every food item that you weighed before cooking, and that will give you a better view on what you ate. Now, if you did not cook, if you weren't there, well, you have to guesstimate. I did this for a week and I learned a lot. I was consistently hitting around 140 grams all the way up to 190 grams of protein per day, which is very good. And basically this process of counting your macros is awesome because you have 7 days to count your macros, and some days will look very similar. You're going to self-adjust along the week, and that way you already make your own plan for the future on how to get more protein and how to do better. So I think that is like a self-regulating thing, and it's very awesome. The second thing that I learned is that I was doing pretty good. Another important lesson that I learned was that you need to space out your protein over each and every meal. So I have a pretty standard diet. I have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and some snacks in between. And what's very important to hit your macros is get your protein already in breakfast. And I feel like if I'm looking at my family and friends, nobody really has a breakfast with a lot of protein in them. Like if you're eating eggs, good for you, man, you're getting your protein in. But otherwise, like most people just indulge in carbs during their breakfast, and that's not good. You need them proteins in order to get better. Now, how do you get protein in? I have typically some yogurt with some peanut butter and some whey protein. Don't be afraid to add some whey protein into your breakfast. Now, you don't have to add whey protein into every single meal because that would be just ugh. But hey, why not get a scoop in there in the morning just to boost your day? So that being said, I always use unflavored whey protein because I get a lot of taste of the peanut butter and the berries that I put in there, so I'm covered there. But if you want to have some taste and some flavor, why not? Also, we're like in the middle of the video, but I want to give a shout out to the guy of I can't hit my protein, because I absolutely love that guy. He's just awesome. He makes awesome content, and he was a good inspiration for the intro of this video. I had to add this one. Okay, so back to the video. That way I was getting around 50 grams of protein in the morning. Now, I'm an omnivore and I eat meat almost at every meal, so meat is also a great source of protein. I don't think I have to say this, but hey, I'm saying it. I was getting around 50 to 70 grams of protein each and every lunch period because I was adding meats. If you're a vegetarian or a vegan, it's gonna be a lot more difficult, but I think you'll manage, and I think you'll know better than me what to eat for protein sources. Now, in the evening, I typically eat just a sandwich, and the lifesaver there is cheese. I eat a lot of young cheese, and maybe that's not good for lactose intolerance, which I think I don't have, but hey, who knows? But yeah, young cheese, man, what a protein source. It's awesome. One slice is like 45 grams and it contains 11 grams of protein per slice. That's awesome. So I typically have like 2 slices each and every evening, and then I add some chicken to that, and I typically get around 40 to 50 grams of protein in the evening. And then some snacks. Nuts are a very good snack, very healthy, very rich on protein and healthy fats. So really recommend just get a bit of nuts into your day. There are enough sources there, but I think the most important takeaway is spread your protein out. Don't try to cram it all into one meal, because that is going to set you up for failure, and then you're not gonna hit your protein. Also very important, if you have kids, don't let your kids take your protein. Okay? They need food, that's true, but don't let them take your protein. Very important. That is really my take on protein. Don't sweat it too much. Make sure you count your macros to know how you are on the scale of am I getting enough protein? And try to readjust in that week, and also try to find more ways to add protein to maybe meals that are lacking protein. Like say you're eating salads each and every evening and you're not getting enough protein, try to find some good sources of protein. Maybe some cheese that you add to your salad, maybe some more meat or whatever, or some beans that are also good options. But try to tinker with the meals, and you're going to find it's easier than you would think, and you're going to get there, I'm sure. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you now are going to count your macros and understand that maybe you're hitting your protein. Also, let me know in the comments down below what you are doing to get more protein in, and I'm happy to discuss. So I guess I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Bye!